Cody! Oh.
Filthy little above table dwellers. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending where you are in the world. And welcome back under Cody and I's desk/table. We've still not really figured that one out yet.
We're going with table.
Okay.
I vote table.
I vote desk.
We'll see.
But it's fine. We don't have to agree on everything. Today, though, we are joined by something under the table. It's not just you and me. It's not someone else. We
What
don't
is
have
it?
that kind of table,
Show
but
us.
it's something
Show
else.
us.
Okay. Oh, wait. Let's just prop things up under this table. We're going to run out of room and fast. Okay.
We need a bigger table.
Okay. Oh, we are joined by this bad boy and this knife.
That's a cool knife.
Right? Although I will
Yeah.
be honest, I bought this for Larry like a good few years ago. And there was a moment when I opened it earlier that I was like, I'm going to slice my fingers off, and then have to embarrassingly phone Larry and be like, so, remember that display knife you told me wasn't for me to use? I used it. Anyway, let's
Let's try and
unbox.
keep all our fingers on. If you lose a finger, just don't tell Larry. See if he figures it out.
How long will it take him to notice?
We'll start a betting pool. I'm going to go with 5
Oh
days.
no, each thing is wrapped.
Oh no, more things to open.
This is going to slow down the process. Okay, it's not. I'm just having at it like a wild beast. Oh, more things to clean. Yay.
Yay.
We have unmatched.
Oh.
So basically, this is a small haul. I don't know if this is considered a
small
small or large haul. What will have people
A
judge
small
me
haul?
less? It's a
This
haul.
is
Okay, let's just say haul
this is a small haul for Arielle.
of board games, because we all have to be diversifying into board games these days, especially considering last week Sunday that we couldn't play Diablo. Why couldn't we play Diablo,
Exactly.
dear Cody?
We couldn't play Diablo because Diablo relies on servers that other people decided to
Take offline.
DDoS. Luckily, board games don't have that problem. Oh.
But that's a good topic for us to discuss. What are your thoughts, feelings, opinions on games that are not necessary? So Diablo does have some multiplayer aspects, fair. But I wouldn't say it was innately a full-on multiplayer game. So what are your
True.
thoughts on games that are not directly multiplayer, like League of Legends, Guild Wars, Dota, etc., having always on limitations?
Always online limitations, yeah. I don't know, I mean, when it comes to games, like, okay, we're talking about Diablo, so we'll carry on talking about Diablo. You know, you can play the whole, ooh.
Okay, go on. Don't let my
you can play
beauty distract you.
You can play the whole game without anyone else. You don't need anyone to be running around.
It does improve it though.
It does. I mean, the things like the world events and the big bosses and everything. But that's kind of like, you know, end game-ish content. Like, you can play the whole, all the story without having anyone jump in with you or without bumping into anyone. So, you know, I feel like they should they should just put a toggle, you know, like maybe they used to, where you can decide. Ooh.
Do you want to play
This is a small
online
hole.
or do you want to play offline? Do you want me to pretend that it's done?
Exactly.
And just keep getting still stuck in the
Just keep going. Just keep going. Yeah, exactly. So do you want to play online and have everyone running around, or like maybe the internet is down for the day, or the servers are getting DDoSed, or whatever the case is, you know, give me the opportunity to still enjoy my game
That kind
without
of
having
ties
to rely on you
in
guys.
to one of the...
Oh, yeah.
This
Nice.
kind of ties into one of the listener voice notes that we answered last week, where the woman asked us about she lives out far, goodness knows where, her reception is pretty shoddy, she doesn't have access to fiber, what games can she play?
Yeah.
So like, if you don't have that always online limitations, Diablo would actually be a great game to play, because on
that's
nights
true.
that your internet is great, you can hop in, you can play with your friends, and on nights
Do some
when
dungeons.
the internet realizes you're literally in the middle of nowhere and just yeets out, you can still play your game.
True. Yeah, so they should add a toggle in. I feel like, I don't know why. I'm trying to think of a reason why it would need to be always online, and for a game that's like.
That's the last one. That's legitimately the last one.
A small
it's
hole.
only one,
For the rest
two,
of us,
three,
a small
4,
hole
5,
is
6
one.
games.
The rest of us, a small hole is maybe one game or like one expansion pass.
It's not a hole, Cody.
Fair. Okay, it's not a hole. It's just one thing.
Would it be embarrassing to admit I have another order coming? This is order 1 of 2. But that one only has one game, so I wouldn't consider that a haul.
Okay, that's not a haul. That's just a regular person's order.
But yeah, so like, I do agree with you. I don't honestly see why it wouldn't be toggleable. So I understand fully, like, you obviously won't be able to have a support during world events and things like that, but I feel like that's something you could opt in for. I don't feel like it's so tied to the Diablo 4 experience that if it went there, the game would fail to be like. It's an optional extra.
I agree. I mean, even, you know, if you aren't online, just disable the world events for the time being. Like,
100%.
You obviously know you're not going to be taking on the biggest boss in the game by yourself, so you're not going to go there.
Hey, I've seen the YouTube videos, right? There's like 2 versions of Diablo 4 on the market, I'm convinced. The version that I'm playing and the version that other people are playing, and they are just not related.
Completely different games.
It's like, I'm playing a barbarian, and last night Larry's like, oh look, this person has got your barbarian thorn build. And I turned around and the guy literally soloed, like exactly that, like a world boss, 4 seconds dead. And I was like, nothing like my barbarian's thorn build, just nothing alike.
That's got the same build.
Hey Cody, so I just wanted to ask your opinion. With Microsoft's takeover of Activision, or planned takeover of Activision, how do you think that is going to affect the gaming landscape? And with that, how do you think it's going to affect PlayStation users? Also, on that note, Call of Duty is one of Activision's biggest games. And with the plan to make Call of Duty a Microsoft-only game, do you think Sony is going to be able to create a first-person shooter that competes with Call of Duty?
It was directed to Cody. Go.
Only
Have
me.
the floor,
Okay,
Cody.
Shh. You're taking up my floor space. Well, I mean, obviously,
bad mistakes were made.
Yeah.
Mistakes were made. Okay, I'm back up.
What you get.
Okay.
Obviously, this whole Activision, or Microsoft vs. STC case has been in the news for weeks and weeks. Now it's like never ending.
Months and months.
Oh, dude.
2,000 years later.
There's so much, and now so much information is coming out of it. But I feel like, I don't know. I mean, I'll allow you to respond once I'm done. But
How kind.
it feels like to me, not that Microsoft is a tiny little company, but they've almost been given like this underdog kind of, I don't want to say title, but they're like the underdogs in this situation. They're like willy-nilly, I mean, it's $68 billion or something stupid like that, so it's not
Which
small
translates to something trillion rand. Just so everyone's
something
aware.
trillion. Mm-hmm. It's not going to fit in your wallet, that's for sure.
It's not going to fit under this table, that's for sure.
My fellow South Africans.
But, it kind of, it's painted this picture that Sony is like jealous, or they're just, trying to snipe Microsoft or stop them from getting any sort of upper hand that they can get on Sony themselves. And, that's buying Call of Duty, essentially. I mean, I know it's Activision Blizzard and everything that comes with it, but Call of Duty seems
It's just
like...
Call of Duty, let's be honest, right?
Yeah. Sony only cares about Call of Duty. I mean, we saw the numbers that they make from Call of Duty alone just the other day.
They're obviously not going to relinquish that. I'm sorry, just from a business perspective, I have something that's bringing in $8 billion in revenue a year. You aren't going to pry that out of my cold dead fingers. There is just not a chance. That's not a small thing that you're just like, oh, it's fine, you can take it. You're going to fight to the death for that bone.
For sure. I mean, sure, Microsoft are saying, hey, don't worry, we will give you, we'll sign a contract with you to ensure that we give you Call of Duty. But there's nothing saying that after whatever those years are, okay, cool, we're done now. We're not in the court, so we aren't forced to sign another contract with you guys.
So my opinion on it, right?
Okay.
So first, let's discuss companies buying other companies.
Okay.
It's business. That's it. I honestly don't understand why this is something that nobody bats an eye for when it happens in other parts of life, but the moment it happens in the gaming industry, everybody loses their mind. I mean, just for funsies, one day go and Google everything that Coca-Cola owns. I mean, they even own Colgate. It is ridiculous. You could even go and look Walmart's holding company, how many things they own. It's just, it's a purely business decision. And I feel like, again, this is something that, bar for when Elon Musk or Twitter, nobody really cares about unless it's gaming specific. And then it becomes this major deal, which for me is just I don't understand it. It's just business. Business has always operated like that. It will always continue to operate like that. It's not that deep. Let's move on.
Fair enough.
Secondly, I honestly don't understand why everybody is acting like there has to be good guys and bad guys in business decisions. I don't get why Sony is being vilified for the same things that Microsoft is doing. So if you go and you look at everything that has came out of this FTC case, there have been so many emails of Microsoft trying to be like, don't give that to Sony, make it exclusive to us only, right? They're doing the same thing because, again, business is business, right? everybody is scaly, everybody only looks out for what benefits them. There is no good guy in business, right? Microsoft isn't signing deals with everybody under the sun, promising them 10 years of Call of Duty just because, oh, we the good guy. They're doing it because they want the FTC, which, by the way, it is literally governments that are tearing this deal apart. Not even Sony, right? It's governments that are like, hey, this doesn't seem fair to us. Microsoft is only signing these deals to try and be like, look, we won't take it away from the other people. We're going to play nice with our friends on the playground. Trust us, we the good guy. It's just like, in my opinion, they're doing the same thing. They're following the same tactics. And yet people have turned around and been like, oh, poor Microsoft. He's such a good boy. Everybody likes him. Like, I don't understand.
On the second part of that note, what if Call of Duty had to become an exclusive? Do you think Sony could make a new FPS, a Call of Duty killer or competitor? I mean, we played X Defiant the other day. Well, we played and you spectated a lot, but I mean, that was pretty close, and that's a Ubisoft game, right? So there's potential for...
Yes and no. I think it's like the Dota versus League of Legends argument is a great comparison. I don't believe Dota is the League killer. I don't believe League is the Dota killer. Whichever game you started playing on is the game that you, for some reason, are going to have unwavering loyalty to. It's the same. World of Warcraft versus Guild Wars. Whichever one players started on is the one that they just feel loyal into the grave to. And that doesn't mean they aren't going to try other games. It just means that Call of Duty is forever going to be the game that scratches that itch. And I just don't see it being replaced. Maybe temporarily when the next big craze hits and everybody's like, oh, this is so cool. And the moment that novelty wears off, they're going to flock back to Call of Duty because that's their home.
Yeah. Or where the new Call of Duty comes out. Yeah. I mean, back on that Dota thing, just so everyone knows, I started on Dota and now I'm a League fan. I'm just going to put it out there.
Okay, but there's always exceptions to the rule, right? And you just have to be different. It's fine. We understand.
More is different.
Difficult Cody is difficult.
Okay, go.
Hey guys, so my question for you is about survival and base building games like Ark and Minecraft. What's your favorite part of the game? Is it the grinding and the resource collection? Is it the base building and the tech advancing part? Or is it the mission and the end goal you're trying to reach? I'd like to get your take on these types of games.
Okay, and go.
Okay. 3, 2, 1, go. So I like survival games. I like the grinding part, the grinding and the resource collection, and then for me that part and the tech tree upgrade are like the same because
you grind
you
to
get
upgrade.
the resource, you upgrade the tech tree. Exactly. Yeah. So for me, that's the kind of part I enjoy. I mean, I do like every now and again. Okay, geez, I've chopped like 30 million trees. Let's go and hunt something for a bit or take on a boss. So it's nice when games have both in there, but I prefer the tech tree / resource grinding of those kinds of games.
I could not agree more with you. So like those type of games have very little like the end game appeal. I don't really care about. Like sure, it's there, great. I'm probably not gonna see it. Don't really care. I'm all about the grind, right? Like, I have to be in the right mood, and it takes me to my happy place. And I have 2 monitors, so most of the time I can put a TV show or a movie on the other screen, and I can just chop my little trees and mine my little rocks in peace and just get that dopamine rush dopamine rush that makes me feel so accomplished. I love it. It's all about that grind.
I agree. And then, you know, I suppose like making your house look pretty at the end with all the cool stuff. But yeah, the grinding part is where it's at. That's where the dopamine comes
100%. I love it. Like, even if a base building, I enjoy it to a point.
Mm-hmm.
So I get very frustrated with a lot of the building systems in games. So Ark was a great example of that. Getting those damn foundations to link to each other correctly was a nightmare that gave me so many grey hairs, and it had me not even wanting to play the game anymore. Like, it was so annoying. But collecting dodos made me so incredibly happy. So yeah, I like the grind.
Yeah, so you just gotta find someone who's good at foundations, I guess. I mean, you know, there's that question is put out there because there are some people who like putting finicky foundations together.
For sure,
Someone's
100%.
watching this right now being like,
those are
Arielle,
amazing. Those were so much fun. What is she even talking about?
Yeah, collecting dodos is the worst part of the game.
Uninstall.
Uninstall your boats.
Uninstall your dodo.
Uninstall your dodo. Yeah.
No dodos for you. None.
No dos. That's why they went extinct, because Arielle was just farming them for hours and hours.
I did have a dodo army. At a stage, they actually cap how many dodos you can have.
And then did you mod it to remove that cap? You
No.
Like, where's the no cap dodo server?
I didn't. But I did realize that you can take your dodos and just throw them on the fire to get rid of them, and then you can get new dodos again, which is what I did with my least favorite ones.
Do they all have names?
Yes, they did. And I named them in a very, like, Christian cult family kind of way. So I think they all had T names.
T names? Like 5 Roses or like Tobias?
Like Tobias, Tana, Tamarin, Tristan. All of my dodos had T names.
Nice. And then you sacrificed them on the holy fire when it was time. Yeah. Good job.
So,
good job.
To recap this episode of Under the Table, I am the only one under here who understands what a board game hall is.
Okay. What a hall is.
Okay. And that it isn't just one sad little game. Although there is nothing wrong with just having one sad little game. And honestly, do it. Only get one game.
Do it.
Don't follow my lead.
If you could,
just get one game.
What's the one game? Give us one game quickly. One game.
One board game.
If you had to order just one board game.
So many choices. Probably Zombicide.
Zombicide.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's easy enough to teach that casuals should be able to pick it up. It's complex enough that hardcore gamers will waste many, many hours in it. And depending on which Zombicide you have, you can play anywhere from 2 players to 6 players. So it has like a nice player count. So Zombicide.
Nice, 6. Yeah, 6 is a nice big count.
Okay.
Cool. Nice.
We've also agreed that companies just buy other companies. And it happens.
And gamers should stop whining.
Gamers should definitely stop whining. Like, we have no room under this table for gamer wines. It's just no. These
bottled wines, fine, but gamer wines,
exactly.
No.
Wine gums for sure. But anyway, so gamers need to stop whining. Exclusives, maybe not for Devil. And Sony and Microsoft twinsies. Same thing, different name.
Both evil corporations just stealing our money.
100%. There's very little difference.
But we love it. We love it anyway. Let the evil rule.
Yes, my precious. And,
Cool.
before we end this episode, if you've been watching and you've stuck with us this long, and you want to have a say over the direction that next week's Under the Table Talk goes, then leave us a voice note at the number listed here. It's here, somewhere. It's here, probably there. Maybe
it's
there,
all over the screen.
maybe there. Just 1,000 numbers. I want them raining down, Mr. Editor. Just numbers
Okay.
raining down.
Just random numbers. It is the WhatsApp number, but you guys can figure it out.
If you want to leave us a question, some advice, or you just have something that you think the world deserves to hear, you can drop us a voice note. Otherwise, just leave us a WhatsApp, letting us know what topic you think we should discuss next.
Or a comment down below. That also works.
Yeah.
Don't forget to hit the subscribe button
compliment would
so you
also
know
be
whenever
good.
we talk.
I mean, we're
Arielle
kind
loves
of like
compliments.
pot plants, but we don't need water
Pot
to
plant.
thrive. We need compliments.
We throw one
Just little
compliments.
compliment
Yes.
kernels. That's what we need. Compliment droplets. Just a little droplet of a
Yes.
compliment.
Once a week. That's all we need.
Okay, more
Please and
than
thank
once a
you.
week, probably. But once a week would be nice.
Once a week is we'll start. We survive, you know. Yeah. Cool. Thanks guys. See you next time.
Bye.